Hey y'all, I am car scoping again. I guess this has been a thing. I don't know if you can see me or not. Maybe, where can I get my good lighting? There we go. Maybe you can see me a little bit. That works. Hey Sandy. Hi y'all. Well, I am periscoping from my car again, 2 nights in a row. That's what happens when you have late nights, right? How's everyone doing? Sandy and Amanda and all my periscoping friends. Okay, so I had this brilliant idea. As y'all have been following me the last couple of days, I have been talking about etiquette and etiquette in different areas of life that we face at all times, which is constantly adapting the etiquette principles to whatever situation you're in, basically being others oriented and respectful. So tonight I thought, well, it's another car scope, and I haven't talked about car etiquette yet, which is actually a thing. So if you don't know that it's a thing, it really is. It is a thing, very, very much so. In fact, just last week, I had a couple that had been in a huge fight because of poor car etiquette. And so here was the situation, is the wife wanted to eat in the car, and the husband said, no, I don't want you eating in my car. So she actually was hungry and I grabbed a hard-boiled egg and said, I want to eat this hard-boiled egg on the road. And he was like, no, I don't want a hard-boiled egg in my car. It's stinky and it's messy, and it became like an issue, And so we got to think about car etiquette because, when we're not the driver, we have to consider the fact that really the driver is the one in charge. So if it's their car and if they're driving, then we've got to really be realize that they're the ones that make the rules. So we've got to submit to those rules. Some people are just more lenient than other people. But whenever it's your car, you've got to whenever it's not your car, you've got to really be respectful for the driver. And we always let the driver choose. So the driver gets to pick if there's music. The driver gets to sort of set the atmosphere of the car because the driver's got the power, so to speak, and they really do, actually. The driver's got the power, and the driver and the owner of the car gets to choose. They get to set the atmosphere because they're the ones in charge, and they're the ones that need to pay most attention to the road. So we always sort of acquiesce to the driver. We let the driver be in charge, and we all want to submit to the driver. So that is good etiquette. It is very poor etiquette as the passenger if you make decisions like eating in the car, decisions like what the car temperature is, decisions about the music or the radio or what radio station. So it's really important that you guys know right off the bat, if you're sitting shotgun, you got to zip it. It's poor etiquette to really be a controlling shotgun driver or shotgun passenger. Sorry. So really be submissive. Let the driver choose. So oftentimes the driver will ask, would you prefer music or talk radio? How's the temperature for you? And that is super polite if you're the driver to just ask everybody in the car, if they're comfortable with the music or with the temperature. But for sure, when you're the owner of the car, it's important that you also take the personal responsibility to keep the car clean. Because as the owner of the car, you want to be sure to keep in mind that other passengers are going to be riding with you at times. Even if mostly you are the only one driving your car and maybe you don't have a lot of passengers, you have to keep in mind there's going to be lots of times when you have passengers. And when you do, you got to have a clean car so they don't have to step on the garbage and step on all the junk that you should have taken in and put away to be able to ride in your car. If you're a mom with young kids, it is really hard to keep up with the car. Oh my gosh, the minivan, it just gets a lot of food. If you let your kids eat, it gets toys and leftover stuff all the time. So it's really important that you keep in mind whenever you are getting out of the car to really take the responsibility to keep that car clean so that it's ready when other people can ride in it. You sure used to fight over shotgun when you were kids? I know that is such a thing. So as the mom or the leader or the dad or whoever is the driver gets to pick who goes shotgun. So I know you girls, I don't know who won in the situation. Hi from California. But you know what? If you're the mom or if you're the dad, if you're the driver, you get to go shotgun. Also, if you're the driver, you get to choose where to park. if you are the driver, you get to choose what direction to go. So it's very important that we determine right off the bat who gets to be in charge. Oh, did that hurt your feelings, Kathy? Sorry about that. So, if Gordon, for instance, if he would ask you, so which way do you think we should go? Or what way do you think we should park? Or where do you think we should park? Or, then you can help him out. But for the most part, the driver likes to be responsible for everything. The driver should be responsible for everything. So it's actually very poor etiquette to be the shotgun rider and to determine things that really shouldn't be yours to determine. So it's also helpful if you're the shotgun driver to offer assistance, to say, hey, do you need help with directions? Would you like me to be the co-pilot? And if they want to be the co-pilot, if they want you to be the co-pilot, yes. But if they don't want you to be, you gotta force yourself to just keep your mouth shut. Also, as the co-pilot, it is very poor etiquette to react to situations like, stop, go, drive faster, drive slower, as if you're the driver's ed teacher. That is poor etiquette, and it's not good at building your relationships, okay? Also, if you're sitting in the back seat, you want to be sure to not be the back seat driver. Seriously, do not grab the steering wheel. Sometimes it's tempting, y'all. Seriously, I know. Sometimes it is very tempting to be like, what are you doing, or where are you going? I had to really overcome this. Now, my husband is a super, super good driver. I love his driving skills are amazing. I love his driving skills. But every once in a while, I'll forget. And I'll want to tell him where to park. Or I'll want to tell him, I'll adjust the temperature. I'll just take it upon myself to adjust the temperature. Or I'll take it upon myself to turn the music up or to turn the music down. And he'll give me that look like, what are you doing? So I try to avoid getting the look of, what are you doing, whenever I'm taking upon myself without even asking to adjust the temperature or adjust the music. But when we are having car etiquette, we do want to continue to be others oriented, whether we're the driver or in the back seat or riding shotgun, and if we want the temperature adjusted or if we want the music adjusted, we simply just have to ask. I know we're trying to be helpful, right? But the guys don't always, or whoever we're trying to help doesn't always want the help. That's for sure. So we just want to offer and just say, would you like help? And either it's going to be a yes or a no. So most of the time with my husband, it's a no. With most of the time with my kids, it's a no. But sometimes it is a yes. So, that's just good car manners to always ask the driver. And then if you're the driver, it's good car manners to ask anyone else, how they feel, so that you can make everyone feel comfortable. Now, sometimes a car is a place where people really get in fights. Kids fight about who's sitting shotgun, or kids fight these days about what movie they want to watch, or what radio station to listen to, or, things like that. So it's best in the situation of the car that we always give authority to the driver. That's one thing that really causes problems if there's a mixed authority. So if we're driving, say the whole family's in the car, whoever the driver is, if it's the mom or the dad, it doesn't matter. Just establish whoever the driver is has the authority over the car in this situation, whoever the driver is. Now, as the driver, remember, we want to be socially aware. So if our passengers are feeling afraid, like, you're going too fast, or something like that, slow down, or watch out, or you're tailgating, you just want, instead of being defensive and getting angry about the input that you didn't ask for, it's best as the driver to remember that safety is the number one goal. So if anyone is feeling unsafe and they're giving you the feedback that they are feeling unsafe, instead of being defensive, immediately make the adjustment, okay? Immediately make the adjustment, because it is important that everyone in your car feels safe, and you want to make the adjustment. So oftentimes drivers get defensive if there's a backseat driver or a shotgun driver that is offering feedback or unwanted advice. But it's not safe for you to get angry at that moment. So you really want to just be able to self-manage and take their feedback and make the adjustment, okay? You can encourage them to pray for the people cutting us off for safety over them and others. That is so true. I think it's so great to pray. Little faith is so sweet every time. That's right. You never know, Wendy. Every time there's an ambulance that goes by, Faith always starts praying for the people. I think that is so sweet. But we don't want this car riding time to be a time of conflict, and it should not be. The car rides should always be peaceful. It should be a place of fun where we can all sing songs together. We can play games together. We can have great conversation, but it's definitely not a place for fighting. So don't let there be conflict in the car, and establish right away that the driver is the authority. So I hope those tips help y'all out, because we want to be sure that our car experience is full of respect, kindness, which are the two values of having good manners. So car manners, it's a thing. Okay, y'all? And of course, I don't have to tell you to stay off your phone when you're in the car, especially with other passengers, because that makes them really feel unsafe. So God bless you guys. Thanks for Periscoping with me tonight, and I will be back tomorrow at noon and 9. Have a great rest of the night. Bye.